if you want to change any other thing aside from what directly affects the chart, maybe the data label, maybe the chart axis, the values and stuff, then you need to switch to this general tab. And when you get here, you come down to effects. So for instance, we want to change the background of the chart. So you come here to the color and you make it whatever color you want. So this is a very bad chart here. So, and you can play with the transparency. If you want a border for it, just switch on the border. And now it has a border, but you can do a bit more with it. You can change the color. Let's use a very bad color here. And then you can also make it rounded border. So it's rounded on the edges. So if I do 25, for instance, so you see now that it has rounded edges, that might be something you want to do. But all of these are just aesthetics, and they are things that can be figured out easily. So come here to effects, you want to add a shadow, you add a shadow, you see now that it has a shadow. You can change the position of the shadow, say you want it to be center. Okay, so these are just you formatting what you can see. For most of your report, one of the key things you would want to have is a chart or a report title. Your report would have a title. You shouldn't necessarily have a report that doesn't have a title. So because now somebody is looking at this page, what do you want to prepare their mind to start seeing? There has to be something that their mind is prepared for to start seeing on the report. So you need to have, you may want to have a chart title. So on your chart title, wherever you want to place it, it's fine. It might be top left, it might be center, it might be just any way you want to do. To do that, you need to come to insert, the same way we do in PowerPoint and stuff. Come to insert, you need to insert the text box. So this text box is currently sitting here. Sometime if you want to get a hold of it, you see now that it's showing the normal arrow, this normal cursor, you won't be able to drag it at this point. So you may want to just be patient to get it to this normal arrow before you'll be able to drag it to wherever you want to place it. So you drag it here, you place it here, and then you just resize the way you want it. And so you can start typing. So maybe say training report. So you have typed it, then you can do a Control A. And then when you do a Control A, you can increase the font size. Maybe 14 is fine for you. You might want to change the color. Maybe something like this, very bad. You might want to make it bold. You might want to centralize and do some stuff. So all these are just formatting that we can do. So when you're done, you can just leave it the way you want it. Then, so maybe just resize this so that it goes back there. So when you have a chart title like this, of course, another thing you would want to have on this, let's add a few more visuals to this. So I'll just resize this, make this slightly smaller. Then I'll resize this as well. And you can copy the format. Just have it selected, come to Format Printer, and you use the format here. And so it picked up that format immediately. So I'll just do something like this, just to expand this a bit more. Then let's have a chart here. Let's have a line chart that will show us some trends here. So I'll come here to my facts table and I'll select the cells. But for us to create a trend, we need date. Okay, and this is our order date here. For you, you might see something different. Look at your order date. Do you have the date hierarchy under it? Do you have the date hierarchy, anybody? Anybody? Has anyone checked?
No, it's scattered.
Is what?
The dates are not arranged accordingly.
No. What I'm asking is, do we have a sort of hierarchy under our date? Does it look like it has a drop down? Can somebody share the screen so I see what we can see?
Let me share.
Okay.
Are you seeing my screen now?
Coming up. Yes, I can see. I see Excel.
Okay.
So where's your Power BI? I want it to be on Power BI.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing. Just a minute. Let me share back.
Okay. 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 Look at your other dates. You see that it has a drop down.
Yes, yes.
Click on the drop down. You
Data
see that there's a
hierarchy.
data hierarchy. Click on that, expand. No, the drop down. It has a drop down. Just expand it. Use the drop down.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Okay,
you see that you have year, quarter, and all. So, and you notice that the same thing is happening to your ship date. Can you see ship date below?
Yes.
So it will have the data hierarchy too. So what normally happens in Power BI is, whenever Power BI senses that on your data model, you have a column for date, Power BI will create an hidden date table for it. And this is because of the fact that I would explain this better when we get to DAX. This is because of the fact that for your time-based calculation, when you are doing a sort of, you want to visualize things based on time, Power BI expects that you have a separate date table on which the dates are continuous. So what I mean by continuous, you know your typical transaction. You can't have transactions every day. It's not possible. Most especially if you don't run businesses on weekends. So it means that Saturdays, Sundays, you don't have transactions. There might be some days of the week that we don't have transactions. So the dates that you have captured on your data model will not be complete. But for you to do time-based calculations, you need complete set of dates. So when we are looking at 2022, we must have 365 or 366 dates. That's what is complete. So what Power BI does is that it creates hidden tables for you that would facilitate your calculations, your time-based calculations. And that's what we have seen here. So if you have 20 columns that are columns of dates, you would have 20 hidden tables. The implication of that is it makes your data model much heavier than it should than it's expected, and that might impact your report. So what I do is that I normally, and what I've done is to switch off that functionality on our Power BI. And that's why if I switch back to my screen very quickly, thanks a lot, Molawali. If I switch back to my screen very quickly now, I come here, you notice that for me, look at my order date. This is my order date. I don't have that drop down. Can you see? Can
Yes.
anybody see that? Yeah. And
Yes.
look at my sheet date too. I don't have that drop down. And it is because I have asked Power BI not to create hidden date tables for me, because I want to own it completely. So when we get to our DAX class, that should be from next week, Sunday, hopefully, or maybe we'll be able to start a bit of it on Saturday, but I'm guessing maybe not. So, but we'll start our DAX next week. So when we get to the bit on DAX, you'll see how to create your date table. And that way you can go on to now switch off whatever hidden tables Power BI will create for you. But so that I don't forget, if you want to do that switching, you just need to come to File, and then you need to come to Options and Settings, come to Options, then you would see then once you are in the options here, you just come here, you see Time Intelligence, Auto Date and Time for New Files. For you, it will be checked like this. And that's why Power BI is creating those hidden tables. So for me, I have gone to uncheck it, and so it should not create any date table for me. So that's how to manage that. So, and that's why for now, if I just pick my order date and I put it here, it won't make sense. It won't make sense. So this is what I have, because for every single transaction, every single date on my data model will be represented. So there's no way to get this aggregated up or rolled up at the month level or at the day level or something. But I don't want to create a date table now, so that will not take our time. So I'll just leave this as it is, but know that this is a very bad chart. This is not something you should have. And so I can add let me add a donut chart. And on this donut chart, I just want to see sales team manager. And let's look at how much discount each of these guys have given. So we know who has given the most discount. So we know we have something discount here. So I'll select the discount, and this is it. So it seems organic has given the most discount. So we have this now. Then I can come here to add a few other elements. Power BI allows you to visualize individual or whole sum, lump sum, just a single number on a visual. So, and the visual to use for that is what is called a card visual. So if I had a card visual here, and then I just resize this, I may want to look at what our total revenue is. So I just select my sales, and this just tells us that our total revenue was 2.3. So I can duplicate this. So duplicate, Control C, Control V, and then I come here and I say how much is the total quantity, 38K. Can do Control C, Control V, and then I come here and I say how much was our total profit, 286. And this, the way these are represented, they can actually be altered. So you can change the formatting. So for this one that says 286.4, if I come here to format your visuals, if I come here to call out value and then display units. So I can say that it should display in millions, for instance. So if it's displaying in millions, so now we have 0.29. Maybe this will be a better way to visualize this. So these are just cards here. They show single values, and there's no much peculiarity to this, except that you may want to just format things slightly better. Another thing we may want to do is this. Now we have a report that shows, okay, for this one, maybe instead of saying sum of sales by sales rep, you may want to say just sales by sales rep. So you have it selected, you come here to format your visual, you go here to, where is the chart title? I think it should be on the general. Yes, you come here to title. Then here we have the text. So you come here, I just wipe out whatever is before, and that makes it fine. So I'll just come back to this chart. and I can come here, then the background is so distracting. So I'll just come here to effects, the background, and I'll make it the white that it was on. And the bar, maybe I make the bar some very dark blue or something like this. Maybe that is better. Okay, I think that is better to the eye. So I'll just format this. Then I'll format this. And then I would format this as well. Okay, so now for my chart title, I just want to make that slightly bigger here. And then maybe 28 is too big. Let me do 24. And so just expand this slightly. And now this card, let me just copy this format. So we can format all of them differently so that they look the exact way we want them to look. So I'm just doing this so that I don't waste some time. So I need to just return this back to millions. So depending on what you want to achieve, sometimes you have your report background built somewhere. So you have a report background built somewhere, and you want to use that on your report. If you want to import your report background, it's very simple. It's just the way I've shown us earlier, which is we have no chart selected, no chart is selected, and then you come here to format your report page, come to Canvas background, and you import. But when we look at the report background again, there are some inbuilt or pre-built background that we can use on our report, which are some things like themes that you want to use for your report. So if I want to come to the view tab, and then you see themes here. So if I click on the drop down here, you see that we have some options. So assuming I like this black background, so I want to select that, and this is what I get. But notice that when I applied the theme, because this is not just background, it is a theme. And so themes would come with predefined colors and settings for everything. So if that route is where you want to go, you may want to click on this drop down and say customize current theme. So you want to customize current theme, and you would have all the colors that this current theme is using. So if I come here to visuals, you see that this is the color it's using for background. This is the color it's using for border, for header, and all of these things. And we can edit some things here to make it look the way you want. So this might be the route you want to follow if you don't want to start afresh building the entire designs on your own. So we have a report here. Then we want to add a few more things to this. One of the key things that you may want to add to your report is what is called a slicer. And what a slicer does for you is that it allows you to apply filters, dynamic filters on your report. And by slicer, you just need to come to your visualizations pane. Remember that nothing must be selected. Come to your visualizations pane, then you select slicer. So when you select a slicer like this, it needs you to add a field that you want to use to slice. So let's say I come to my customers, I want to filter by segment. And what this does for us is that it allows us to apply some filters. So I can select consumer, for instance, and that will filter my entire report down to consumers. I can select, can scroll down, select corporate, and it filters the entire report to corporate. So this might be something that you want to have on our report. So this is very much available. There are a lot of formatting you can do on your sliders too. For instance, you want to make these buttons instead, you can come here to format your visual, you can come into slider setting, and this orientation, instead of it being vertical, you can change it to horizontal. So when you change it to horizontal, it becomes buttons, and it might just be the better experience that you want. So now I can click on consumer, and it filters the entire thing, or I click on corporate, filters the entire thing, and like that. I may want to take off the title here. So you just come to slider header and you take that off. So this is basic visualization, basic, which means we're just trying to get familiar to the interface to understand what is possible on the interface, how do we get to what on the interface, and the likes of those. So very quickly now, I want us to do a bit of exploration. So I'll drop a data set on the chart for us. So here, historical sales data. So let's download the data set, confirm as soon as you have it downloaded, and then we do some exploration right here. So please confirm when you have this downloaded. All right, so let's have the data connected to our Power BI, connect to it with your Power BI file, and let's see what we'll be able to build in 15 minutes, please. So 15 minutes, let's see what we'll be able to build. Once you're done, please confirm on the chat. 15 minutes, this is 8:26. So I expect by 8:42, we are done with something. All right, brothers, let's review what we have. Who is going first? Can go on to the screen. Let's see what we're to come up with. Hello, can anybody hear me? Hello. I hope my internet is. Hello.
Hello?
Can anybody
Yes,
hear me at all?
yes, I can hear you, sir. Hello?
Okay, okay. I was wondering. Yes, thank you, Ali, for that. So, Olawale, would you go first? So I say
Let me
what
share my
we are able
screen.
to complete. Okay, please do. Thank you.
Hello, can you see my screen now?
It's coming up.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I can say it. Okay, okay.
Okay, so what
you visualized line of business and stuff. Okay, go on.
and then revenue. Okay, so what I did was just to visualize line of business and then against revenue generated based on the line of business. Then I equally visualize markets, the various markets that are available against units sold per market. And then the third one, I was able to visualize based on region, the units sold as well.
Okay, excellent work, Olawale. Before you go, let me just show you something very quickly. The units sold by market chart that you, as you want to see the top 5 markets only. What are the top 5 markets by revenue? It's something you can do. So have your chart selected. Click on it. Have it selected.
Okay. I've done that.
Then you see your filters pane. Can you see the filters pane? No, the filters pane beside the visualization pane. Yes. Look at where you have all. Can you see market all?
Yes, yes. Yes, I can see it.
So click on that drop down. There's a drop down there. You click
yes,
on
I've seen it. Yeah, I've done that.
You see basic filter. Look at the filtering type. Click on the drop down and do top end. That's the last option. The one below the basic filtering. That is an option there. Top end.
There's no other option. Okay, top end. Okay. It's fence.
Under. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I've seen
inside the blank box, put 5. Yeah. So depending on the number of things you want to filter down to, then you are visualizing this by unit sold. So pick your unit sold and drop it in the by value field. That field that says by value. Go to your sales table, pick your unit sold column under your fields.
Okay.
Yes. Is it in the first
sales?
I think it's from the data table. Yes, expand that. Then unit sold. That's it.
So where do
just
I
drag it? Drag it and drop it inside the by value fields.
Okay,
under
by value.
No, under the top end. Yes, by value. Drop it inside it.
Yeah. I can't see. Okay, by value. Okay, I've seen it.
Inside the by value, inside
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I've dropped it.
Then click on apply.
Apply filters. Okay. 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 That's
So
shown
now
the
you'll
top
be looking
five.
at 5 markets. So if you want to change it to exactly, so it's showing the top 5 now. If you want to change it to bottom, see where you have top. You see that the top has a drop down there. Where you have top 5, show items 5.
Yes, top 5, yes. Okay, if I want to increase it.
So if you click,
okay,
you can increase it. You can put whatever number. Then you can do bottom instead.
Bottom, okay.
So if you want to do bottom 10, bottom 5, bottom 1, once you do that, just click on apply filter.
Yeah. I've done bottom 5. This is bottom 5.
Okay, so I just thought to show you that. Excellent.
Okay.
Well done. So
okay,
let's somebody else share the screen.
Somebody sharing screen now.
All right. Thank you, Abdul Samad.
Okay, so can you see my screen? Did the revenue come up?
Yes, I can see it.
Also count of markets by region and markets by line of businesses and units sold by region.
Okay, excellent, Samad. Quick review for you. When you use line charts only when you are visualizing something that has to do with time. Maybe you are doing, in this case, if you're something like units sold here, units sold by months, that's the only time you should use line charts. Do you get it?
Units sold by.
You know, now what you have is units sold by region, right?
Yes.
So one is that line chart is not appropriate to visualize something like this. Line chart shows trend. So what this would tell you is the interpretation of this would be something like there was a drop coming from northeast to southwest. That is not a good interpretation. They are not dependent. They are not related in a way. So your line charts are appropriate for time-based visualization. So do you have there is a trade column here. So instead of region, take out region from the x-axis, just click on that X, the cancel icon, yes, to take it out. Then go to your trade date, expand it, expand the data hierarchy, and tick the month. Just check that box, or you drag and drop it there.
So
this is the best way to visualize using the exactly. So when you are doing something that has to do with period or time or dates, that's when you should use line charts. The second review I'll give to you quickly is for your pie charts. Yes, pie charts. Some people like pie charts, but pie charts are not very good charts. So because they are somehow difficult to read. Now you have 6 data points. What you use instead is a donut. So look at your visualization pane. The next chart to the pie chart is the donut. That would serve this better. Can you see that?
I didn't get that.
So what I'm saying is, instead of the pie chart, you can use a donut chart, which is the chart next to the pie chart under your visualization pane. So that's a donut chart. So it's a variant of pie that is better. So it has a low distance. So it's better to read than the pie. But even this one, when you have data points that are like 4 upwards, so you may still not want to use it. You can use your normal column or your normal bar. But great work here.
Thank you.
Yes, I have a bit more formatting, but excellent work. Thanks a lot for that. So what else is going on before our time runs out? You're welcome. Who else is going?
I will just share my screen. I wasn't able to do much.
Okay, no problem, Sadiq. Please share. Let's see.
Okay, so
Okay.
although I had difficulties connecting some of the data points because I didn't really understand the data well, but I just tried connecting some, still working on the design, but I did a line of business, system of units sold by line of business. Then this the donut chart was for some of the venue by market against the market, particular market, and also the sum of units sold by region against the region.
Excellent work, Sadiq. Your line of business charts, your region chart, they are excellent. You see that at a glance, we can see what's happening. We don't have too many things to look at before we get information. But the donut chart is busy because it has too many data points. And this is a reason why you should not use donut chart, because now people need to look at your legend to tie it to the color before they can get to know what is for what. So if I'm looking at one yellow now, even there are variants of yellow there. I need to look at your legend to see, okay, which market has this yellow before I will be able to pick, okay, that's this market is for sure. So it's not a very good chart to use. So what you could do instead is to use your normal column or bar as the case may be, and you can do some filtering, just like I showed. I think that was Olawale. You can do some filtering like that to do. You can do bottom 5. You can do top 5. So you have a chart that shows just top 5. You duplicate it and use the second chart to bottom 5. So or bottom 3 or top 3 or depending. So that way things are clearer and the information you want to pass across, it would be better communicated. Did you get that, please?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I guess we have somebody else. Who hasn't presented? Was it Abdul Kudus? Are you the one under Pro Ice, or that was Abdul Samad?
Abdul Samad under Pro Ice.
Abdul Samad, okay. Abdul Kudus, are you with us? Okay, all right. So please, what I would plead with you to do is this. The data set, the same data set that we have started working with now. Let's explore it further. So now we have some charts. Some of us have 3, 4. Let's do better alignment. Let's arrange things better. Let's add a chart title. Let's apply some slicers. We can use the card visual. Let's explore as much as we can. In our next class, we'll still do visualization because there are a bit more things that we need to be aware of. There are seemingly some advanced stuff, but I want us to have explored this properly so that when I start speaking to that, then we have a foundation to lay it upon. And again, is that please, whatever we are able to build, I will look at it in the next class, just like I did now. So let's please expend some time. An hour, 2 hours might be something that we just need to do something presentable, worthwhile, and that way we will continue to build on our skill set. Like we all know, we are technical guys. Anything technical needs practice. If we are not practicing, we won't get better at it. So please, let's make our time to practice as much as we can. And so in the next class, we'll start looking at whatever you'll be able to come up with. And as well, we'll then proceed into the other things I would want to show us of visualization. So we'll be talking about navigation, we'll be talking about bookmarks, I'll be talking about tooltips and custom visuals, some other things that we need to be aware of. Those will be mentioned in the next class. Thanks a lot, everybody, for our patience and understanding. I know this might really be tedious to learn, but I hope that we are getting some things gradually. And please, we need to practice as much so that things can better sink in. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next week, inshallah.
Thank you, brother.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
Thank you too. Bye.
Yeah, bye, sir.
Stop recording.
No. Hey, Abdul, please share our recording of this much, please.
The recording
I'm not
is still
sharing,
on.
I'm not sharing anything.
Please share.
Someone
Please share.
ask-
Well,
ask-
Sadiq shared.
Friday before I share.
Hello,
That's
you are recording
wickedness.
this nonsense we are saying now.
Sadiq shared
Stop
his
the
own within
recording.
30
I will
minutes.
share the
Within
first
30
part,
minutes.
second part, not sharing. Friday, I'll
You are
share the second
wicked.
part.
Wickedness.
Emi Lucifer from Rare.
Hello, accept the authenticator request. Oh.
Which one is
Yeah, actually, we'll send the authentication.
You are recording all this nonsense we are saying with the normal fast recording. Eh?